gosh. Hey everyone, it's Brian from YourParanormal. It is Monday, which means we're talking about, you guessed it, hot topics in the paranormal. Today we're talking about big groups during your paranormal investigations. Now what I mean by that is, traditionally, let's say there's 10 people. Traditionally, if it's a big enough group and a big enough location, you'll cut the 10 people into 2 teams of 5 and you'll spread them out to reduce noise contamination, okay? But here's a great idea, and what we like to do is sometimes at the beginning of the investigation and sometimes at the end of the investigation, we'll actually pull everyone together for a big group rotation. Again, rotation is, if there's a basement, first floor and second floor, you spend one rotation in the basement, and in the second rotation you're going to the first floor, and the next rotation you're going to the second floor. That's just kind of notes, when there's like an area change where you're moving the teams. Okay, so sometimes for investigations we like to do one big group at the beginning and then spread off. This is going to do 3 things. One, it's going to allow us to create as much energy with all of the people in there and create enough energy to hopefully spark some kind of paranormal activity. The second is, if you have any inexperienced or scared members, this kind of eases their way into the investigation. Okay, so which is a peace of mind, we're creating more energy, and also it serves as a great example. And what I mean by that is, having one person doing all of the huge EVP session and then allowing everyone to go around, everyone gets to experience and sample what everyone's saying, what everyone's asking. If someone knows more about the history and they ask historical linked questions such as, Mrs. I don't know, if Mrs. Claude died at the location, Mrs. Claude, are you there? Did you know Mrs. Claude? Is there anyone of the Claude family here? Why do they say that a Mrs. Claude died, for example, right? So you can pick up on that, and you can see how people are leveraging the history that they learned in the tour. And then that overall, when you go to split, they'll have a better caliber of questions. So that's a great technique of what we use in the field, where if you have one big group, let's just say there's only 3, there's like a basement, a first floor, and a second floor, but time permitted, you wanted to cut it up into 4 different rotations. So what you do is, you have a big group, okay? This is great. You take a big group and you put it in like the first floor, okay? And then so that's rotation 1, and then you spread it to the basement and the second floor, so it's still unique to everyone. Okay, so it's not like you investigated the first floor and then you cut up and then you stay in the first floor. You're still moving them, and it's still fantastic. Okay, but the next one is for a big group. Let's just say at the end of an investigation, what you can do here is, after you stirred everything up for like 6 or so hours of the night, you can all come together and you can do one big group EVP session. I'll share an example with you. When I ran my college group, we investigated at the Agora Theater in Cleveland. Fantastic place. It's fantastic for all the shows, all like the music stuff there, as well as the whole haunted attraction is fantastic. So we investigate for 4 or 5 hours or something, and our good friend and investigator at YourParanormal, Tina, she said, "Hey, look, let's have everyone come together in the theater area." We had people up in the stands, like in the chairs up top. We had people on the stage. We had people under it was fantastic. And we just went around asking questions, And there were people that were seeing shadows behind them and feeling uneasy and feeling that something's really there. And I think it's so powerful when you can stir up all that energy. At the beginning, you're doing all these rotations. You have 2 teams, you're spreading them out everywhere. But then at the end, you can come together and you can leverage all the experience, all 6 or so hours you have there, and you can, hey, look, we were having a great conversation in the Italian room downstairs. Did you follow us up here? What's going on? You can reference, what was going on during the investigation of this last big rotation, and you'd be surprised. And it's a hot topic for this Monday, because the whole question now is that a great technique, right? Can people leverage it to actually, try and create energy, or give the spirits one last chance to communicate? Because I think everyone, gets wrapped up in, let's just say, Ouija boards. Are Ouija boards safe? Should we use them? Should we not? And there's a lot of stigma around it. But there's a lot of different techniques, such as bringing, people together in a big group at the beginning or the end of investigation, and people aren't really using them. So that's the hot topic today. And I guess the question is, have you ever done it? Have you ever used, one of these big group techniques either at the beginning or even the middle to break up the monotony, or at the end of an investigation? Do you have any experiences with that? And with that, that is the hot topic of today. It's the hot topic of the week. Everyone, have a fantastic Monday and a fantastic rest of your week.